Hi guys, it's me Faye here at Faye Dusk, and I'm doing another video for my Back to Basics series. And in this video I want to talk about the Witch's Pyramid. So I've drawn, you can't really see because of the light, but I've drawn out the pyramid for you. And there are 5 layers, foundations that make up the Witch's Pyramid. It's to know, to will, to dare, to be silent, and to go. So we will start at the beginning, and if I keep looking down it's because I wrote some notes because I don't want to miss anything out. So, and I apologise, my hair looks awful. I haven't straightened it yet and I just washed it. So anyway, that's nothing to do with the video, just me feeling self-conscious. So I will go. The first 4 pyramids, which is everything but to go, which is the top layer, are the physical qualities that are needed, like, to be developed by like yourself, by the witch, basically. And the first one to know, which is the bottom layer of the pyramid, its corresponding element, or what is associated with, is air. And basically it represents like your reason and your intuition and your wisdom and your intellect, and it's all about sort of like gaining knowledge, and it's about experiences and reading and books and like teaching. And it's also all about like organising the knowledge that you gain, sort of like different ways that you sort of analyse things and link things, and where you reason things and dissect things and all that sort of thing. And linking this aspect to ritual, it's about obviously it's important like to remember words like in your ritual, like to like incantations, and sort of like knowing what you need to use, and like when you need to cast a circle, and when you need to do this and do that, and like what sort of moon phase and all that sort of thing. And it's also about like knowing yourself and knowing craft, and that's sort of like something that comes up quite a lot. I've seen that in books quite a lot of people say you need to know yourself and like know your craft and all that sort of thing. And the next layer on the pyramid is to will, which the corresponding element is fire, and it represents your will and your discipline and your skills, like in life and in your craft. And there's 2 categories to this. There is the magical and the mundane. And the mundane is about trying to keep your life in order, so basically, and sticking to like your promises and your commitments that you make to people. And then the magical aspect is your will and your strength and your determination to see like your spells that you cast to completion, and to have like a clear intent, a positive intent, and drive, and your concentration and your enthusiasm for your path and your craft and your magic. And it's also about keeping your thoughts and your deeds in good order, and breathing and eating right. So it's all about focusing on yourself and treating your body as a temple, and having a clear and positive intent, and doing things properly and all that good stuff. Sorry, I've got to flip the page now. And the next one up, I don't know why I keep calling it layers, but like foundations of the pyramid, the third one up, I don't know, you know what I mean, is to dare. And the corresponding element is water, and it represents your emotion and your heart, and the word courage is derived from heart, and it encompasses sort of like your act of facing your fears, especially when it comes to magic, like doing spells or rituals or trying a different way, even if you're sort of like, it's like stepping out of your comfort zone sort of thing. And it's, yeah, so basically it's like to dare to experiment, so you can like gain more experience, whether that's a positive or negative. I mean, just because you dare to experiment, it doesn't always mean it's going to end like in a positive way. It may be something you do and you may not, and you make a mistake and it doesn't feel right to you, and so you know for future, basically. So it's all about daring to gain experience, like experiment to gain experience, whether that's positive or negative. So it's like trying out new techniques. That could be like astral travel, or different techniques of meditation, or a different way of casting a circle, or if you always do your spells and rituals inside, it might be trying to do them outside, or vice versa. I mean, there's loads of different ways that you can take this. I'm just giving a few examples off the top of my head. Interacting like with the god and goddess and different deities and things like that. Dealing like with your inner darkness, so that could be like shadow work and sort of dealing with the more sort of negative, not necessarily negative, but aspects of yourself that you don't necessarily like so much. It's also about facing your fear and dealing with it, and you also have to be able to feel the fear before you can deal with it. So it means you have to see it head on, face it head on. And also, your greatest fear could also mask your greatest strength. And it's important to realise that the emotion that you bring into your circle, into your magic work, will be increased and strengthened, like amplified, by your magic that you're creating. The fourth one, which is to be silent, and obviously the other element that we're missing is earth, so it corresponds with earth, and it's about, like the title says, it's about keeping a secret, like knowledge of, like, so basically that could be like, that would be like knowledge of the craft. So if you're in a coven, it may be like places of meeting and worship and like, I don't know, secrets of your coven and things like that. And silence actually represents like still point, so it's like silence within. And the correspondence with earth is in order to work magic with the need to like ground and center yourself. So you need to also have a clear intent, so you avoid distractions. And also obviously it's important to listen like to nature and like to the god and goddess. And so about keeping your thoughts in good order and meditating and all that sort of like inner reflection basically is what you can sort of like take from this sort of layer. And then the final one, which is the top one, and to go, so a spirit is what it corresponds with, and it like embodies the power sort of to go forth, like to journey, like to manifest or like evolve. And so that is the last one. And basically the four-sided pyramid, which is what I showed you. You can see, and obviously the to be silent, which is what we've see. This is what the order that I don't agree with, because what I've been learning in the notes that I've written down is that I've written it the other way around, but when I took from another source, the to be silent is at the bottom, then with the other three, to know, to will, to dare, is rising from the base. So obviously the earth is the foundation, which actually makes sense. And then you meet at the top with to go, and then obviously all things begin and end in silence, and to achieve balance, obviously you have to develop all the qualities, which I think is very true and very important. So I would actually, in the order what I said originally, thinking about it, actually I would scrap that, because I did take that from a few different sources, that order. But I actually like the order which I just said, as having to be silent at the bottom, and obviously that is the earth element. So obviously earth is like the foundation, so yeah, that would be at the bottom. And then having, you know, to will, to dare, like rising up, and then obviously like to go at the top. So I personally, from now on, would definitely view it in that order. I mean, you may not, you might like the other order I said, but that's what I personally think. Actually thinking about it is better. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it helped you a little bit, because I know I've mentioned about the Witch's Pyramid before in videos and not really talked about it, and I know it's mentioned quite a lot and it's not really talked about, so I hope it helps you. And also as well, the Witch's Pyramid is sometimes referred to as the 4 pillars, so if you see that like in written works, it's basically the same thing. So let me know in the comments below what you think, and other videos and things that you'd like to learn about, and I will see you in my next video. Blessed.